A series of violent clashes with police this week has again given unwanted publicity to young Sudanese men in Melbourne. The Victorian Premier Ted Baillieu has weighed into the debate, expressing his concern about what's going on in the community. Late today, 2 men were charged after police were injured in one incident over the Easter weekend. But away from the headlines, the Victoria Police and sections of the Sudanese community are trying to build bridges. From Melbourne, Hamish Fitzsimmons reports.
It's the latest in a series of highly publicised clashes between police and young Sudanese people in Melbourne. 3 violent incidents in just 3 days even got the Victorian Premier talking.
I am concerned, and can I say up front, anybody who breaks the law will be dealt with by the law. But we do have to recognise there are some problems in some communities and they have to be addressed.
Look, I think it's just alcohol-fuelled, young people drinking. I can't really put much more down to it.
After the latest incident, community leaders do acknowledge there are problems between young people and the police. But they say there needs to be some understanding of the difficulties faced by those who've spent much of their lives under the shadow of war and violence.
Most of them is born during the Sudanese civil war and live in the refugees camps for more than 20 years. And when the people before came to Australia here, they educated for how to use the gun rather than how to educate themselves to using the pen or pencil.
Most of the Sudanese who've migrated to Australia fled their country's civil war, which officially ended in 2005 after 23 bloody years, and many have struggled to adjust.
In the beginning, everything is not easy once you settle in a place. Well, you don't know more about it.
It's really hard at the start because of the language barrier, cultural conflict. It's so different from back where we're from as well.
While acclimatising may have been difficult for some, community leaders say there's still no excuse for thuggish behaviour like this week's brawls, which injured 2 police.
This man is one is injured and one is hit it in his head. That is something very clear why we be upset.
But the Victoria Police is working with the Sudanese community. Inspector Bruce Weems leads the community engagement team for the Dandenong area in Melbourne's southwest, which has one of the largest Sudanese populations in Australia. He's running a program aimed at developing leadership and job-seeking skills.
There was an opportunity certainly to enhance the relationship between the police and the community and the young people within the area, and that was something that we wanted to do.
The young men taking part are hoping to take what they learn here to the wider Sudanese community. David Jarda spent most of his life in refugee camps before coming to Australia 7 years ago. He wants to use the lessons from this program to eventually start his own business.
Sometimes we need people who learn more about leadership so you can help out your community, not just your community but the whole range of Australians or other cultures.
Like his friends, Maki Ayom also spent most of his life in refugee camps, and he recognises many in his community have little understanding of the police.
They don't really have an in-depth to how police operate, and they were just there, so they only know very little about the police and assume too much other stuff. So being part of the program has taught me a lot.
And this has been a learning experience as much for the police involved as it has for the men who hope it will take them places.
It was a brilliant opportunity to learn a lot more about their journeys, and there's certainly been an opportunity through the program to discuss and learn and listen to the stories that the boys have brought, and that for me has been a great learning opportunity to have a far better understanding as a police officer of the cultural issues that they have and that they bring to this country.
I get to know more of the police people and get to know them just as like my friends and any other person. The only difference is just the uniform they put on.
In this case, familiarity may breed mutual respect. Hamish Fitzsimmons, Lateline.